From Coleman to Fayetteville and all points in between.
Son, pull the hammer back. Smokey's coming at you in a plain white leopard.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
3, 2, 1.
Joe Hunk, John Abraham, Bailey Lowery. 256-576-4977. This is the Morning Blitz.
Hello and welcome in to the Morning Blitz. It's a Thirsty Thursday here in No Man's Land. John Abraham, Captain Cool, alongside Joe Hunk and the one and only bandy man Bailey Lowery, who's running the boards, keeping the show on the airways, and looking very patriotic while he's doing so. That's a really nice shirt you got over there.
Hey, I'm even drinking patriotic.
What the heck is
Dude,
that?
it's September 12th. Yesterday was September 11th. That was when we were supposed to wear all this.
Yeah.
I know I'm a day late, but this is not a planned effort.
No, it's okay because I'm also.
I applaud you for it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Very American. Very.
Hey, cheers to that.
Yeah. I also am a day late on wishing my father a happy birthday. So,
Okay.
It's also the big dog's birthday. Everybody.
No, that was yesterday.
He's like 64 now.
Do you know how many things that were actually celebrated yesterday?
How many?
I mean,
you know what?
I mean, like you had the big dog, which first off, you're his son.
Mm-hmm.
And I went into that show yesterday not knowing this because your son didn't even mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those eyes got big right then. Also, I texted him happy birthday, but the GOAT, the VOT, Mike Keith, it was his birthday yesterday.
Oh.
The voice of the Tennessee Titans. So it was a great day for him as well.
Yeah.
I brought up the wrestling thing because that's historical, but there's so many things that either people celebrating birthdays on September 11th or events that took place on September 11th that were positive that obviously we don't talk about anymore because of the holiday.
Yeah. There's some things that kind of overshadow it. Must have been Shannon Sharp's birthday as well, with all the things that he got to do.
Just think if he was just think if he was still on Fox FX1 or Fox 1 or whatever that stupid show was that he was on with Skip Bayless.
Undisputed.
Yeah. They might have actually gotten some ratings today.
God, did you see he started a new show too?
I bet he did.
Skip Bayless.
Is it on OnlyFans?
No, Skip.
No,
you don't want to see him.
Skip Bayless started a new show as well with Lil Wayne.
Oh, really?
Really?
Okay, no, please is that muted?
I
if
hope
it's
so.
muted,
I hope
that'd
so.
be amazing. Not Lil Wayne. We love Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Either way,
Nothing Skip.
We got a lot of interesting things to hop into outside of just what we did get into. Of course, high school football right around the corner. Of course, there's going to be a little bit of weather, but it's something that, we've been able to play through in the past. Hopefully just the thunder and lightning kind of stays a little bit at bay. But Bandy's going to be on a roof, and that's the thing he's a little worried about. Last week, me and Joe were over at Austin. We were on a roof. It was a beautiful night.
Oh, it was amazing.
Wonderful time.
I'm always on a roof.
It is. Look, the roof broadcast is so much fun.
It's the way to go.
What I used to question a lot of times when going down to Jordan Hare, because they have the gigantic the gigantic jumbotrons now, is you would always look up at the very top and you had the guys that were given the end zone shots. I used to go, man, that's gotta suck. Now I kind of want to do it.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go up there.
I mean, it's great too because you're never having to look out a window to see like, okay, they're finally on the other side of the field, like toward like the 20-yard line. You're trying to poke your head out the window, trying to actually see the play.
Yeah, it's like the difference between standard definition and high definition, and maybe even 4K. I don't know.
It's just when the weather gets bad.
Yeah. Speaking of high school football, though, you guys can look forward to 5-6 different streams this week, as you can look forward to Buckhorn versus Hazel Green. That's going to be on air. The Tom and John McGough are going to be covering that game. Randolph versus Westminster on Zone 3, and on the other hand, Westminster versus Randolph over on Zone 5. Depending on which team you're rooting for, you're going to want to be on Zone 3. If you're a Randolph fan, Westminster fans, go on to Zone 5 as always. Sparkman's going to be going up against Albertville at home, and this is a get-right game. This is on Zone 4. Me and Joe Hunk are going to be on the call on this one. Joe, I know you've been going through the spot chart. What do you got to say?
Look, there's one thing about a 2A, 3A high school that has a bunch of players going both ways. Mm-hmm. It's understandable because the team you're going up against also has players going both ways. But Albertville has no less than 6 players that play on both the offense and defense, and they're going to do so for 48 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why this team is getting slaughtered.
That is exhausting.
I mean, 21 straight losses is what Albertville has. Now, Josh Murphy's going to be coming up with us in just a second.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk to him about that. Obviously, you're not going to sit there and be like, so what's it feel like to know you're about to slaughter a wounded animal? But we're not going to do that. But we're just going to, but the fact is they're still 0-3. Mm-hmm. Last week sucked for them. It hurt. It was one that was basically just a straight kick in the junk. And we're just going to see how he's going to rebound.
Yeah, and a lot of the times, those are actually some tough games to rebound from. So even if you're going up against an opponent, and maybe this is a stretch, but it's happened to me before where you go up against a really good opponent, you challenge them for 4 quarters straight, you give it your all, the whole team's kind of behind you as well, and then you go into that next game after losing that game you gave your all, and then you're kind of just the vibes are a little bit different, especially if it's on the road. Then you can also look forward to Huntsville versus James Clemens on Talk Radio WZZ at 2, as well as what is it? Is it Grissom facing off against Bob Jones? That's going to be at Joe Davis. That'll be the game of the week. You guys are going to be able to listen to that over on Zone 6. Real quick before we get into any of the other stories, let's hop into the phone lines that you guys can get into. 256-576-4.
977
is the number to get in on the programming. Jeremy is on with us. Jeremy, how are you doing today, brother?
John Bailey.
We're about to grow.
I felt bad. I finally felt bad. I was like, man, this week I got sick, and I was like, thank you, John, for getting me sick. I just heard about you being sick this week.
Do you have a key to his place too? Are you hanging up at his house all the time? I'm telling you.
He just needed the excuse for work. He heard me through, of course, the mic, and it got him sick while he was listening. So, I mean, it's just how
man. Hey, Monday was rough.
Yeah.
Monday was rough. But look, y'all are coming down to Albertville, correct?
No.
It's reverse. It's reverse. Yeah, Albertville's
in there. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, next year when you call this game and you have to come down to Albertville to call the game, go eat at Bootleggers downtown before you go to the game. You will not regret it.
Okay.
See, this is what we're needing here. This is what we need.
It will not make you. Yeah, it won't make you feel like I felt Monday. It'll make you feel better.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Look, I got a question.
Oh my heavens, this place is beautiful.
Yeah.
Joe's in all right now.
No, seriously, look, the next few weeks, the away games for Sparkman are going to be like Huntsville and Mae Jemison. So you're still in Huntsville, okay? Yeah. When you go to Decatur, you go to Bob Gibson's. When that's the whole thing. You on these road trips that we're going to be taking, you go to Purple Onion. Purple Onion. That's what you do. You go to Purple Onion. And so that's what it is. When we're going to all these other away games, I want to have some good places to eat at before the game. Pre-game meal is important.
What's the question?
Always.
Sorry. Sorry.
No, that's my fault. I'm the one that distracted everybody with food.
That's okay.
So we're talking ball over here.
Yeah. This Saturday, this Alabama game is it. If does Wisconsin have a chance if Alabama plays like they played this past Saturday with the penalties? If Alabama plays, normal penalty less game, because it just seems like the penalties hurt us really bad Saturday.
Well,
I'm
you can continue.
I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go with them.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how Alabama kind of rebounds. They're going to be going into this Wisconsin team and playing in their house. And for this squad, of course, the Wisconsin Badgers, what they're looking at is, hey, this is like a freebie. We get to see where we're kind of at with our skill set. So we're going to play up against one of the best teams, the standard of college football, and we're going to see where we're at. So they're going to be playing with ease. They're going to have a lot of fun. They're just going to be trying new things as well as just executing the way that they need to, whereas Alabama's coming into this house, and this is going to be the first time in – I don't know if Alabama's ever played in Wisconsin. 1925. Check if that was in Wisconsin or not. Probably not the same stadium, regardless. But if
Kim Randall's been there since then.
Okay,
come on now.
If Alabama has a similar game to last week, then I see it being just as nail biting. But I do not see Wisconsin winning this game just because of the way that Alabama is able to at least finish a game in the fourth quarter.
Well, I'm hoping that they're not as they get rowdy.
Mhm.
They get rowdy in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of folks don't really pay attention to that. They don't really think that they think Big Ten, oh, they're not an out rowdy SEC school, but they do. They get rowdy up there. I've loved watching games. I've stopped and watched games and not even care about who was playing because of the way the crowd was. And Wisconsin's one of those teams. But if Alabama, I think Jalen will be good. I'm just hoping this offensive line will be able to handle that, what they're going to be dealing with.
Look here,
because
the turnovers is going to be the key. I know that you mentioned the way that this team played with the penalties and all that. That the first and foremost thing is if you're giving keys to the game, don't shoot yourself in the foot. So don't have the stupid penalties, the holding penalties that are going to bringing back a 75-yard touchdown run, those sort of things. Like, don't do that on the road, because a stupid play like that where it turns a 2nd and 10 into a 2nd and 20, and then a run play or a pass that goes deflected. Now you're looking at a 3rd and 20, and you may end up having to punt, giving Wisconsin good field territory. That stuff is the first thing they're going to have to make sure they do. There's no reason that Wisconsin should even be in this game in the fourth quarter. There isn't a reason. The reason's going to be dumb penalties. And if Alabama turns the football over, I'm talking about fumbles, I'm talking about interception, deflected passes, all of this stuff that she should not do is what would keep Wisconsin in this game. Because I promise you, from a talent standpoint and from a scheme standpoint, Wisconsin does not have a scheme that is built to beat Alabama. Yeah. The only way that's going to happen is if Alabama shoots themselves in the foot and lets Wisconsin stay into this thing until late, and finally when the fans actually start waking up and getting into it in the fourth quarter and causing some sort of mistake. Mm-hmm. That's where this game could go sideways if Alabama shoots themselves in the foot.
Well, and when you say that, Alabama's the team to me that you take them, you take Georgia, you take like Ohio State. You can take a lot of these teams that have been the team the past few years, and if you look at them, it's like, so this past Saturday, Alabama won that game because they are a 4-quarter football team, and South Florida is not a 4-quarter football team. No. But South Florida was out of juice by the end of the third quarter. And I don't think Wisconsin's a 4-quarter team either. I think that if Alabama can play their football, if Alabama can get in there and get 4 quarters out of their football team and mistake-free, that's penalties and turnovers, they're walking out of there with a win Saturday.
Yeah, no, look, Alabama fans, and you included, Alabama fans should be sitting back and just enjoying this game on Saturday in the fourth quarter. That's what it should be. Yeah. You should be sitting there watching jump around and they're doing it, but at the same time, you're like, yeah, we've already spanked your tail. This game is over with. That's the way it should be. Okay. There is literally nothing that is showing that Wisconsin is a talented enough team defensively to cause Alabama to make mistakes on the offensive side. It's going to be the if you have center quarterback miscommunication when it comes to snapping the football and Jalen has to fall on a ball, like those are the types of mistakes that you're looking at that could screw something up and give Wisconsin a little bit of excitement, because this is still, even though they're a spread offense, majority of their run plays is going to be right at you. They're not going to do anything extravagant. They're not going to do a ton of RPOs. They're not going to do a ton of read options. That is not who Wisconsin is, even under the new coaching staff, because they don't have the talent yet.
Right. Well, I'm looking forward to this game. I'll get to watch it. I don't have to play Saturday night during the ball game, so I get to actually sit down and watch the game Saturday, so I'm happy. But nice. I am disappointed, though. I'm laughing at the Titans is what I'm really doing this weekend. This past weekend made me absolutely I quit. I just stopped. I was like, I cannot watch this.
I can understand.
Watch this.
I can understand
and
that.
It's and that's the good thing about free previews of Sunday Ticket is you don't have to watch the rest of it. You can go watch anything else. But but the Titans. I mean, this new stadium coming in, I feel like this. Every team that gets a new stadium have these years. And I think that once that stadium gets there, once they get it built, then then 27 we'll be talking about a revived Tennessee Titans.
I hope the Cleveland Browns can do that exact same thing. Appreciate you calling in, Jeremy. Good stuff.
Thanks,
from you.
guys.
I love on the chat. Yorkie's saying, "Look at Joe's face as he's making fun of the Titans." I'm
Bro,
like,
dude, Joe. I was like, Joe is about to just go off, and he's just like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Either way, we need to hop into a break. When we get back, we're gonna be talking with Josh Murphy from Sparkman Senators football, getting into a little bit of a preview of tomorrow night's game, and a little bit more when we get back here on the Morning Blitz.
If hunting and outdoor recreation are your passions, it all starts with the right property. That's where I come in. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction, a hunting and recreational land specialist and a Jackson County native who sees land through a hunter's eyes. Just as you trust your guide on a big game hunt, you can trust me to find the perfect property for you. Thinking of selling? Let me help you make your land attract buyers. Remember, Bo knows land. Call me at 256-609-0512.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Are you feeling tired? Are you feeling sluggish? Gentlemen, Game Day Men's Health. Game Day Men's Health is here to help you. Braden is here. Braden, you've got the answers.
Thanks, Scott. Whether it's low T, erectile dysfunction, weight loss, or a number of other things, we have a solution for them.
It's Game Day Men's Health. Give them a call today at
256-850-1570.
You can find them online.
GameDayMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, what man wouldn't like to have tests done in a man cave?
That's right. Come in for your free test and consultation, walk into a world-class staff, a comfortable, relaxed environment, and we got your results in about 20 minutes with appointments less than an hour.
And the big game is always on the TV. It's Game Day Men's Health. Give them a call.
256-850-1570.
You can find them online at GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Huntsville/The Zone.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Going to be on the cooler end of the spectrum this afternoon. Temperatures only climbing into the upper 60s and lower 70s. But we're going to be talking about showers and thunderstorms through a good chunk of the afternoon. And then even as we head into the evening, thunderstorms going to remain possible as we head into the overnight early into your Friday morning. Temperatures drop into the mid and upper 60s. A mostly clouded overcast sky through Friday afternoon. Showers and thunderstorms going to remain possible across the Tennessee Valley. Though through Friday afternoon and Friday evening, that activity should begin to become a little more scattered in nature. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
We cover all the SEC schools, including Western Union and Venmo.
I want that money!
You know, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Continuing on the Morning Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and ESPN Winchester. As coming up on Friday night, we have a slew of high school football games. The only one that is in the 97.7 ESPN The Zone family of teams that is not playing is Madison Academy. But when you spank Dar the way that you did the last week, you have an opportunity to do so. You need to take a little bit of a break.
You deserve a little bit of time off.
Just a little bit of time off. You get to do that. So coming up here in just a bit, Josh Murphy, the outside linebacker / strong safety for the Sparkman Senators, is going to be joining us. As basically, we just want to know about him as a player, as his team is 0-3 right now, but they were literally a missed field goal away from winning that game against Austin in Decatur. And now they go up against an Albertville team that is giving up 150 points so far this season and has only scored 7. So it should be a get right week for them. Now, as we are getting to Josh Murphy, also know the deal in the Pac-12 is done. It is a done deal.
Done deal.
Now, there's many, many, many layers to this, okay? One if you're like all of us and you play college football, guess what we're going to get to do whenever we wrap up whatever season we're on is now we get to create this ourselves.
Yeah.
But the other thing is this is not going to be the end of this. So if you have missed out on it overnight, this dropped late. I'm talking like 10:30, 11 o'clock because it's the West Coast. Boise State, Fresno State, San Diego State, and Colorado State were rumored to be joining the Pac-12 at the beginning of the 2026 season.
Yeah.
Reason being is because they have to give the Mountain West a 2-year notice that they are going to be piecing out.
And it's an interesting story that developed because it really just started whenever, we saw the Pac-12 communicating with the Mountain West about possibly extending some rights, some deals to where the scheduling can be the same. It could continue on. You just have some games against those Mountain West opponents. It got to the point where the Mountain West was like, you know what? I think we're fine where we're at. We're just going to, leave you guys be. It's only 2 schools anyway. It's like, why not? And now it's gotten to the point less than a week later where, well, some of those Mountain West teams are actually kind of interested in the Pac-12. And now just, 18 minutes before the show actually got on, they were saying, hey, we're joining. We're officially joining in 2026. So now it's not if, but now it is how and when this is all going to come into place. And this, honestly, is a pretty good slate. Joe, you got the list of teams.
I do. And in fact, they should just change it from Pac-12 to like State 6 or something because everything is a state. It's obviously Washington State and Oregon State, but then you're adding Boise State, Fresno State, San Diego State, and Colorado State. Jeez. Now, look, a lot of this has to do, and this is always going to come down to the media markets that these schools are connected to, because I know that it's probably been weird for a lot of football fans whenever they would turn on a football game on a Saturday and they would see Colorado State and Colorado playing, and they're playing in Denver at Mile High, and you're thinking, what? Wait, they have sold out this stadium, this NFL stadium for this rivalry game. Like, that's how intense it is around the city of Denver. Obviously, Colorado is now in the Big 12. So what's happened is Colorado State going to the Pac-12, it helps the Pac-12 get back into the Denver market. That's what a lot of this is. The Boise State one and Fresno State one's the most unique ones, because nothing against Boise State. Even if you're the largest city in the state of Idaho, you're still nowhere close to one of the largest cities, even on the West Coast.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, you have that. But the other ones, like a Cal Berkeley, is trying to get you into the San Francisco market. Now, the interesting one is whenever you're looking at these schools is going to be San Diego State. That's obvious. It's for the San Diego market. Fresno State is going to be trying to get, I would assume, the Fresno State, or I should say the San Jose, San Francisco market. Now, the interesting part about this, and in the articles that we've seen so far, it doesn't give the time frame for this, but the FBS has a rule that you must have 8 teams in your conference to be considered an FBS conference. This puts them at 6. So that means that they would need to, over the course of the next few years, add 2 more or get the commitment to add 2 more.
Yeah. And how it goes is they had, ever since they lost the entire league and just had Washington State and Colorado State, it was 2 years from then to when they have time to get in some teams. So if they didn't add on enough teams by 2026, by the season starting, that's whenever this league would end up dissolving into nothingness. And after 107, 108 years of the Pac-12, it would cease to exist. Now, with adding, some of these teams, Boise State, Colorado State, some of these teams actually looking pretty decent, going up against good opponents this week, it's going to be a nice little showcase. And come that time, it could propel some momentum to where it can add in maybe a Conference USA team, possibly another Mountain West team to reach that conference to 8 teams. So it's really interesting to see how this is actually working.
And there's a few other things that come into play in this, because yes, first off, Boise State always made sense about going to the Pac-12. This was always a conference that we automatically put Boise State with.
It was like the next team up.
It was. It's also, I mean, you would have thought this actually would have happened 3 and 4 years ago, just to be honest with you. Like, it's finally about time. You're finally doing what we all thought you were going to do. The other question with this is that I know we just had conference realignment, obviously bringing in Oklahoma and Texas. You have Cal and Stanford in the ACC. You have all these Big Ten schools with UCLA and USC.
Oregon.
You're basically now having to keep a map on your phone of just where all these schools are connected to because it's so confusing right now. What I am interested to see is this lawsuit between Clemson and Florida State, how this could potentially play into this, because if Clemson and Florida State could somehow get out of the ACC without penalty, which is what they're trying to do, it makes me wonder because about Cal and about Stanford. The only reason, not because they would be unhappy with the ACC, but if you were watching the Auburn game last weekend, you saw the stat pull up about how many miles Cal is having to fly just to go to all of their away games in college football, and the fact that they're basically traveling around the earth one time.
Yeah.
That's almost the circumference of the earth that they're going to be traveling over the course of the football season just to play football. And over the next couple of years, if they're going to sit there and say, you know what, this is just not worth it. Financially, it's not worth it. It's not because it's not worth it for football, because obviously being a member of the ACC, you have the ESPN deals. But let's think about volleyball. I mean, let's be honest. Let's think about soccer. Let's think about all these other smaller sports that now you are also going to have to be sending to the East Coast.
Yeah, no
it's
doubt.
a little bit different that way.
Yeah.
So that's where the financial thoughts about this could potentially get it, where the Pac-12 goes back to Cal and Stanford and says, hey, look, what do you want to do?
Yeah, the millions of dollars that go into travel when it comes to college sports. And now with that realignment, it just made some schools a little bit more difficult when it comes to the traveling aspect. What I could see, and it does open a lot of interesting questions up, because Florida State, Clemson, where would they end up going? Of course, there hasn't been too many conversations about bringing them into either the Big Ten or the SEC. Whatever you've asked, Greg Sankey has kind of just been shot down. It is what it is at the moment. All right. But when it comes to the Stanfords and some of those teams that kind of had to jump ship because they didn't see a future in the Pac-12, those are going to be interesting. And then on top of that, some of the other group of 5 conferences, to see who is going to get poached from those places as well. Because, I mean, when you look at, the MAC, it's out east, you don't want to touch that. You look at the Sun Belt, you don't want to touch that either. The conference that I see that is going to have the most repercussions is going to be the Conference USA, because it spans across the entire South Coast, or the South region of the United States. So the New Mexico states, the UTEPs, the UTSAs, those are the teams that I could see possibly getting grabbed and just pulled up into the Pac-12 to continue what it's supposed to be
The
doing.
biggest one that you could actually circle would be UNLV. Only because of the Las Vegas market.
Yeah.
I mean, you're already playing the Pac-12 championship there, or you have been, and the UNLV, and this is again all about trying to make it where the Pac-12 can put together a package where a Fox, where an ESPN, where a CBS or something would be involved in wanting to get into their new Pac-12 network or whatever they're wanting to do. And with the growth of Las Vegas, when it comes to sports, adding the Raiders, they have women's basketball. They obviously have the Golden Knights. They're about to add a baseball team. That's another market that you could say, hey, look, it's not just now a small city in the desert. It's now a major media market. So adding them in there and keeping it within the footprint of what you would be wanting to do would absolutely make sense. Utah State doesn't really make sense with the Salt Lake City. That you really don't. I wouldn't think about that being something you would want or need.
But I mean, there's the option of getting a Texas team. I mean, UTSA, it would be that San Antonio market that you're bringing into your conference. And nobody said that this conference needs to stay at 8 once it gets to said point. If you can get 9, get 10, and get them from a pretty good market, depending on what conference or group of 5 conference they're in, still going to add quite the viewership, especially if you're able to kind of go a little bit out to the eastern side of the country. Don't go too far, because I don't think the Pac-12 is going to have that much money, because they're going to have to be paying for these teams to come over in the first place.
Yeah, they're basically, what is it? You talked about the stock, the box that they have somewhere, some treasure chest that they
$250 million that was supposed to go across every single Pac-12 team.
Yeah. So what's happening is it's
a lot of money.
Yeah, it's going to cost these 4 Pac-12 teams that are now Pac-12 teams $18 million to get out of their deal. If for some reason they were wanting to get out of the Mountain West in 1 year, it was going to cost $36 million. The other unique part about this, which I'm assuming is going to go into the treasure chest, is the fact that when the Mountain West and the Pac-12 signed a new deal, that deal included a poaching fee, which is like $48 million that they're going to be getting. So the Mountain West is about to make a lot of money off of these teams leaving, that they can turn around and potentially add in an FCS program. I mean, again, you talk about teams down in the FCS. We talked about it kind of jokingly yesterday, but your Montanas, your Montana States, your San Diego, or your South Dakota States, your North Dakota States, those types of programs, if they were wanting to eventually move up into the FBS level, because obviously North Dakota State has ran the FCS for the last decade and a half, that's a potential that you could do for those programs, and that's the money that you'd be able to offer them to get out of their deals. So there's going to be another ripple down effect of this, and it may not just be small schools. We continue to look at your Mountain Wests and your UNLVs and those, but yes, let's see how happy these big schools are after they've made the official move to going into this new idea of what they are. There could be a point in history when we look back in 30 years and we go, all right, you remember when Cal beat Auburn? By the way, they were an ACC school at that point in time. Like, we may have to be throwing in those little benefit or those little comments periodically, because maybe Cal and Stanford go, yeah, this isn't smart.
No.
This isn't smart financially.
I'm excited. Okay. I've been an advocate for the Pac-12 just because I miss the nighttime games where you have like the high energy. You're not going to get that with these group of 5 teams. You're not going to get that with some of these squads. But at the same time, it is what the Pac-12 is right now. And regardless of what you say about the actual talent or the competitiveness of these teams, it's still going to add for a continuation of one of the oldest conferences in all of college football. But we got to hop into a break. I want to know your guys' opinions about this league. Do you think it could survive with these Mountain West squads coming in? You think it's enough? That's what I want to know. 256-5764
97.7
is the number to get in on the programming. We'll be back here on the Morning Blitz.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Check out VSiN's catalog of original podcasts, daily and weekly programming to keep you in the know when you're on the go. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson has denied allegations of sexual assault and battery that were part of a civil lawsuit filed earlier this week in Texas. The NFL Tuesday said that it's reviewing the complaint under the personal conduct policy. Watson said,
game plan and trying to be better than we were last week so we can get a W.
Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski said Watson will still start Sunday against the Jaguars.
We'll let due process play out and follow the NFL's guidelines.
Jacksonville's a 3-point favorite heading in. Tonight in Miami, the Dolphins and Bills square off, each team 1-0. Miami favored by 2.5. Buffalo plus 115. The over-under 48.5. That's the VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. I'm Chuck Sanders.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at jetsuperstore.com.
Tired of the same old menu options everywhere you go? Then you need to try Metro Diner in Huntsville and Madison. The award-winning Metro Diner serves up signature dishes like their Charleston shrimp and grits, famous fried chicken and waffles with strawberry butter, and lots more. Their entire menu is available anytime, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And stop by for brunch on Saturday or Sunday and enjoy the lowest price mimosas in town. Airport Road, Huntsville, and Highway 72 in Madison. In diner or at home, make it Metro Diner.
Hey Huntsville, looking for action-packed events? The Huntsville Sports Commission is your hub for all things sports. From youth events to national tournaments, we've got events that thrill and inspire. Whether you're an athlete, a fan, or a volunteer, there's something for everyone. Cheer on your favorite teams, witness amazing talent, and be a part of the excitement. Check out our event calendar and get involved at huntsvillesports.com. That's huntsvillesports.com. Be there, Huntsville.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Going to be on the cooler end of the spectrum this afternoon. Temperatures only climbing into the upper 60s and lower 70s. But we're going to be talking about showers and thunderstorms through a good chunk of the afternoon. And then even as we head into the evening, thunderstorms going to remain possible as we head into the overnight, early into your Friday morning. Temperatures drop into the mid and upper 60s. A mostly clouded, overcast sky through Friday afternoon. Showers and thunderstorms going to remain possible across the Tennessee Valley. Though through Friday afternoon and Friday evening, that activity should begin to become a little more scattered in nature. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Listen to the Bama Recap Show, presented by Lawler's Barbecue.
The tackle. Williams, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns, 2 electric. Early
on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Come on, send code 45 and 2 zigzags. Baby, that's all we need. We can go to the park, tap the dog, smoke that.
This one brings me back to college. Even though I wasn't, in college around 2005, whenever this song was super popular, I got to admit, it was still a part of the playlist over at UAH. Am I right, boys? Am I right?
Oh, it's been part of the playlist for like the last 17 years. You're absolutely right.
That one in I Love College by, I forgot the guy's name, but you know exactly what song I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was his only hit.
Yeah, it was the only song that he did.
Asher Roth? Is that it?
You actually might be right, Bandy.
It is Asher Roth.
Let's go.
Good job.
It's Asher Roth.
Either way, we had a lot of fun in the first 2 segments. Talked a little bit, about Pac-12. Had a little bit of fun with that. Started previewing a little bit of upcoming games. High school is going to be pretty big as we look forward to week 3 over in the North Alabama football area. And then on top of all of that, it is a Thirsty Thursday, meaning you guys are going to be all in. You're going to want to be all in on these wacky underdog picks as we head into the wacky underdog preview. And we look at a few. I thought you guys were all going to do it with me.
No, actually, I saved my barking for our dog of the week. Oh,
that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. All right. But we have a few games to look forward to, including, some that the Pac-12 is actually going to need. As we see that rivalry games are going to be present early in the season with Washington State facing off against Washington. And this is an interesting one because I think Washington State could definitely pull this one through. And currently they are a 4.5-point underdog in this matchup, going to Seattle to face off against the Huskies. But then on top of that, there's also going to be, the matchup that a lot of people love, Oregon State versus Oregon, which this year it's definitely not as appealing because right now Oregon State's a 16-point underdog at home. But as we saw, Oregon struggled last week. And, of course, Ashton Genty was a part of that struggle. But when you look at an Oregon State team, they're both 2-2 or 2-0, and they're kind of ready to show off why the Pac-12 is still here today. And it's going to be huge for that competition. So I'm very much looking forward to those 2 matchups, as well as Arizona at Kansas State. Right now, Arizona with Noah Fafita, who I'm all in on, all right? This Arizona team. At Kansas State, they're a 7-point underdog, all right? We saw Kansas State face off against Tulane last week. They nearly lost. I don't think Arizona would have a tough time against that Tulane team, I think Arizona is definitely a good pick to look forward to. And I think that they're going to win. And I'm almost confident, 100% sure about that as well. UNLV is plus a 7.5 at Kansas. It's the Kansas team it's Kansas, guys. I mean, it's Kansas.
It is Kansas, and I just talked big about UNLV, so that I may be paying attention to this one just a little bit more.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Over at Children's Mercy Park, which we all knew the name of where Kansas plays.
Nobody knew that. Nobody actually knew that. The quarterback,
actually, where Kansas is playing right now is actually going to be at Arrowhead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Kansas Jayhawks, I believe, because their football stadium is getting renovated.
Oh.
I think the Kansas Jayhawks are actually playing at Arrowhead.
Hard to keep up with 134 teams in their
come on, guys.
situations.
You call yourselves football fans.
Hey, is it still being called Burrowhead? Is that still a thing?
So Children's Mercy Park is where this one's taking place. This is actually where the MLS team plays.
Okay.
So this is that they are playing 4 games at Arrowhead. So they've split this up between it. I'm assuming that means the Chiefs are playing this weekend, and so they didn't want to do back-to-back games over there.
Yeah.
So, but yes, this one's over there where I think it's Kansas City FC is playing.
Okay, definitely a big game right there. And then South Carolina plus 7 at LSU, which this is a South Carolina team that was able to surprise a lot of folks last week against Kentucky. And who knows how good Kentucky actually is. They could be the worst team in the conference altogether. But we thought that about South Carolina just last week. So not really sure where all that stuff stands. And we also
undefeated Carolina Gamecocks that are a 7-point dog to LSU.
Go Cox, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Memphis plus 6.5 at FSU. Guys, we've been following FSU.
Oh no, I've been picking this for weeks. Give
Way
me Memphis. I'm telling you right now, give me Memphis. I've said this for the last 3 weeks. Just give me Memphis.
You had it last, you were so adamant about it last week too. It's yes.
I am not hopping off this train. I am not. Give me Memphis.
Whenever it comes to the group of 5 teams, Memphis is one of those teams that could definitely make a playoff run, and going up against an FSU team that honestly we've talked about more of since they've lost 2 games than if they won those 2 games. They're more talked about. Who's DJU? What's he really going to do with this FSU team? Is he going to drive them into the dirt?
Sorry, I was choking like he does.
Or is he going to inevitably bring this team back up? I don't think it's going to happen, but Memphis right now, a 6.5-point underdog. You guys can get points towards the wacky underdog pick prizes halfway through the season and at the very, very end. Also, this is a top-ranked matchup right here, all right? Boston College ranked 24 going up against Mizzou at Mizzou. This is a number 6 team in the country. If I was talking about this 10 years ago, everybody would think I am crazy. But right now, Mizzou is a 16-point favorite. And Boston College, hey, this is a pretty good team. They ended up winning against an FSU team that we all thought was going to be pretty good, but it's not. Notre Dame versus Purdue is also an interesting.
I'm putting as much credibility to that as Colorado beating TCU last year. That's how this is going to shape out. I'm seeing the exact same path.
Notre Dame's going to be playing up against Purdue, which Purdue is 2-0. Notre Dame's 1-1. Notre Dame's also top ranked, and Purdue is also pretty highly ranked when it comes to the Big Ten standings. There's also a 10-point underdog in this game at home. So any Notre Dame haters out there, you're definitely going to want to get in on this. Tulane at Oklahoma. Oklahoma's a 13-point favorite. Look at Tulane. Look at what they almost did against Kansas State. They might be able to do that against Oklahoma. We got to hop to a break. When we get back, we'll hop into the phone lines. We'll close out our number 1 of the morning blitz. So do not go anywhere and keep your dialed in to 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Situated downtown on Clinton Avenue, you'll find the Church Street family's take on delicious seafood and more. Sea Salt. At Sea Salt, the food speaks for itself. Fresh oysters, shrimp and lobster, and non-seafood fare. Plus a large selection of wines, regional and local beers on tap, and a full bar. Catch the downtown vibe with Sea Salt's unique outdoor city street and patio seating with a view of Jesse Andrews' mural, bringing an underwater world to life. No reservations necessary. Sea Salt, 114 Clinton Avenue.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Welcome to week 3 of our high school streaming network. Over the airwaves will be the Cotton Classic. It is Buckhorn and Hazel Green. Zone 3 features Randolph at Westminster Christian. Incidentally, that's Zone 3 and Zone 5. Zone 4 features the Spartan Senators taking on the Albertville Aggies. Zone 6 is our game of the week, featuring the Grissom Tigers taking on the Bob Jones Patriots. Talk Radio 2 features the Huntsville Crimson Panthers at James Clements.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Going to be on the cooler end of the spectrum this afternoon. Temperatures only climbing into the upper 60s and lower 70s. But we're going to be talking about showers and thunderstorms through a good chunk of the afternoon. And then even as we head into the evening, thunderstorms going to remain possible as we head into the overnight, early into your Friday morning. Temperatures drop into the mid and upper 60s. A mostly clouded, overcast sky through Friday afternoon. Showers and thunderstorms going to remain possible across the Tennessee Valley. Though through Friday afternoon and Friday evening, that activity should begin to become a little more scattered in nature. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to us on our YouTube channel and Twitch. Just search 97.7 ESPN. We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The Morning Blitz continues as we are brought to you at the same way every single day, and that is by Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
The guys you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs, having any roofing problems, make sure you look them up online at FlemingHSV.com to fill out your free quote today. And remember that Fleming always shows up, unlike Colorado. Sorry, I just wanted to throw that in there.
No, that's very accurate.
Yeah,
As
very
a matter
true.
of fact, 256-5764.
97.7.
Get you in on the phone lines as Bandy is back there. Jason is on the line as well. How's it going, bro?
Hey, it's going good. How y'all doing this morning?
Doing good, man.
Yeah, doing all right.
Hey, I thought about it, and there's not enough heat on this Freeman guy that's coaching at Notre Dame, so I am choosing Purdue this weekend.
Okay.
Love to see it.
It's reasonable. It's very reasonable.
Yeah, it was tough because I also believe South Carolina's got a good chance to knock off LSU.
I don't know. I have a little bit more a doubt on that one, just because first off, I mean, LSU had to face off against a South Carolina a South California team that honestly we don't really know where their ceiling's at. But going up against a South Carolina team who had a really good game against the Kentucky team, that you think about Kentucky in football, they're either decent or they're really bad. And I think this season it just might be the latter. So, we have some time to wait and see how this South Carolina team's going to be. But I think LSU will handle that one. Notre Dame, on the other hand, there's no telling what's going to happen to this team, but they'll probably end up in the top 25 at the end of the season anyway. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, they probably will. Hey, when you're talking about UPAC, does each school need to be a football powerhouse for the A team, or can they be like basketball, baseball?
No, yeah.
I mean, I feel like they can be any sport. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see the Pac-12 maybe kind of dip their toes a little bit into another into another division. I mean, what do they picked up like in North Dakota and South Dakota State? Add them to their pack.
I don't know if basketball's a thing there. That's the real question.
Well, I mean, I'm just talking about football.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a possibility.
I mean, baseball wise, you got Dallas Baptist. They're playing And then you got Texas Rio Grande Valley. They are a great baseball program.
Yeah.
They don't do much basketball.
Well, I think that the conference might still have some questions. I don't know exactly what their football teams are capable of, but they probably need to be somewhat relevant in the football scene, like maybe on that bubble, I would say, to
Well,
join
the
into
football is what's going to get you the contract.
Yeah.
Like that's like look, I don't know the exact rule that's myself, but if I'm sitting in a Pac-12 meeting room and I've already lost hundreds of millions of dollars in television rights deals, I'm not going to want to add, and no offense to the teams, the Dallas Baptist, because they're a great baseball program or basketball program, because I need a football name that is going to be one that goes, oh, okay, that's different. Like, all right, like, okay, that's fine. So yeah, if you're going to add, I mean, you could see one of each. You could see a G5, a program that's going to be added to this, or you could possibly see, again, a Power 5, now Power 4, that is in another conference that's not happy. And they're saying, all right, we're done. We're kind of done with this. We're out of here.
Yeah, I got a feeling some of the teams that moved to the Big Ten, the ACC, they're going to be begging to come back because it's going to shut their baseball programs down, the volleyball programs. Yeah, like you were talking about a while ago.
Yes.
It's not financial. I mean, they don't even like giving, 13 scholarships
Yes.
to the baseball program?
Yeah, now that may be changing with the new NCAA rule, but at the moment it's 11 3/4 of a scholarship.
Yeah, I mean, who's going to go watch a California and a Maryland baseball game?
God, that just sounded awful. You saying it
random.
I mean, you seriously, that just ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. Now watch me get put on like that game or something doing play-by-play for it. And I'm gonna be like, crap, I remember that. Guys, guess where I'm going? I'm going to Maryland for that one.
Dude, I give it 3 years. It's definitely a possibility with the amount of stuff you do. Jeez.
You were talking about the food while ago. Are y'all going to Florence this year, or are they coming down?
So outside of matter of fact, we're done when it comes for Sparkman, when it comes to our road trips, because every other game that Sparkman is playing is either here in Huntsville or it's at Harvest.
Oh, thank God.
Oh Lord, y'all got ripped off.
I know, right? I mean, we went to Birmingham for the first game. We went to Decatur for the road trip with Austin, but the rest of them are either at Milton Frank, Joe Davis, or it's going to be at Sparkman.
My car deserves a break. All right, Jason, come on.
Yeah, I mean, Birmingham and Florence both had mug shots, and they specialize in specialty burgers.
Mm-hmm.
And
mug shots
one
is
I always
delicious.
the one I always go to is what they call it, the breakfast burger, where they put the fried egg on it, and the bacon, and the peanut butter, and the grape jelly.
Come on, guys.
Oh, man.
I had Chex chocolate for breakfast, all right?
Yeah,
What are
and you
guys
got
talking
mad
about
and
this?
you're laughing at me because I went and stopped at the CFA.
I didn't say anything about your sand biscuit that you had.
Hey,
all right?
you're doing better than me. I'm having a Freedom Fusion Mountain Dew and a fast break.
No, you're drinking America over there is what you're doing.
Yeah, Benny's just going to be wired for the rest
You're
of
just
the day.
patriotic. Next thing you know, you're going to start singing Real American.
Joe knows this. They'll have 14 different. They have 14 different burgers. They're not all breakfast burgers.
Oh, they're delicious though. They're absolutely. Trust me. Next season it's going to be different because we'll be going to Albertville. We'll be going to Florence. Like that. Now, then you're talking about some road trips with some different restaurants.
Okay, you're carpooling then. You're driving me
Oh
around.
yeah, I got you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that Albertville. We have Mater's downtown.
Yes.
It's a place where they serve the Chicago style pizza, and each piece weighs about 2 pounds a piece. And they got Papa Doobie's, who makes there's a seafood place, but it also makes the po' boy sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot finish one.
Yep. I think that's the one that we got called about earlier because that when I was looking at their menu, I saw shrimp po' boy and I was like, that's it.
You know, I went to a Louisiana style place. It's all about their po' boys. I ended up getting a chicken sandwich, and West Neighbors did not like that.
What in heaven's name are you doing?
Look, I'm just sorry. I'm sorry. If I go to a place and there's a chicken sandwich, I'm getting the chicken sandwich. I do a chicken sandwich.
Every place has a chicken sandwich.
That's the problem. I
think Olive Garden has a chicken sandwich. I mean,
no, I don't know about that.
I'm gonna look that up if they do.
Yeah, but Jason, yeah, we appreciate that phone call, man. Because absolutely. Yeah, no, the idea within what this originally started off with was the Pac-12, the idea of them now adding 2 more teams, which is what they need to do, and what they're probably working on, which is the reason why Washington State and Oregon State stayed in the conference to begin with, is now they're trying to figure out which of these schools are you going to want to add, because I would assume if you're staying in that region, Utah and BYU are happy now they're back in the same conference. ASU and Arizona are happy because they're in the same conference of the rivalry. USC and UCLA are not going to leave the Big Ten. They don't need the money because they're going to have the money to financially travel the way they need to. Maybe that way.
Yeah,
maybe
definitely a lot
maybe
of
a small
intrigue.
school.
I'm excited to see what happens. I know I already said that, but I'm excited to see. Either way, Coach David Lloyd from Randolph Raiders football is going to join us when we get back here on the Morning Blitz, but don't go anywhere, because we also got Josh Murphy set for 10:30 for the Sparkman Senators fans out there, including me and the Joe Hunk. We'll be right back here on the Morning Blitz.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money. From heirloom diamonds to contemporary jewels, Loring & Company is the place to find something truly special. Whether shopping for a diamond ring for that once-in-a-lifetime occasion or marking a milestone birthday or personal achievement with a Rolex watch, you'll find just the thing in our edit of the world's most sought-after brands, including David Yurman, Roberto Coin, Marco Bicego, and Fopé. Expect a treasure trove of the world's most unique, even breathtaking earrings, rings, necklaces, and bracelets, making choosing just one piece a challenge in itself. Loring & Company Jewelers on Airport Road.
Hi folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, inviting you to come test drive any one of our over 100 F-150s. From rock-solid, dependable work trucks to our state-of-the-art Platinum Series, we've got an F-150 for you. Test drive one today, and you'll understand why the F-150 is the best-selling truck in America, going on 48 years in a row. Just as successful offenses and defenses are built on teamwork, Woody Anderson Ford is powered by our people. Our sales and service teams are well-trained to save you time and money. And because we want your business again and again, no one will work harder to earn it. Our mobile service teams come to your home or business for oil changes, brake work, tire rotations, and more. And the great thing is you don't pay extra for it. We come to you with mobile service at no extra charge. Proud to be local, family-owned, and at your service for over 62 years. Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore.
From the University of Alabama, this is Crimson Tide Today. It's a daily update on Bama sports, and it's brought to you by The Good Feet Store. The Good Feet Store is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide. For over 25 years, The Good Feet Store has been helping people get back to the life they love without their feet getting in the way. Start your journey at goodfeet.com. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. On Thursday's edition of Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR, we'll be joined by Alabama linebacker Justin Jefferson.
We really bonding, and we're really ready to take on anybody that comes in Bryant-Denny or wherever we go.
Have you liked the fan atmosphere so far here in Tuscaloosa?
Yeah, it's all shoot. Me coming from JUCO, hey, it's always great going out seeing 100,000. I ain't never in my life seen that many people in one spot. It'd be crazy. I love it.
You love the Walk of Champions too every game day?
Every like I said, I came from JUCO. What I came from is way different. It makes you appreciate it way more. Everything, every little tradition, everything we do, I just can't do nothing but sit down and look, and thank God. I'm like, man, this is crazy every time.
I'll have more in a moment.
This is Christian Miller for The Good Feet Store. I know from playing football at Alabama and in the NFL that if you have foot, knee, hip, or back pain, it can be a huge challenge. The Good Feet Store is designed to personally fit you with arch supports that alleviate and even eliminate your pain altogether. Try them before you buy them. They're in your free, no obligation, personalized fitting, and you can wear them home the same day. So if you're looking to improve your game, The Good Feet Store has you covered. Stop in for a free, personalized fitting today. Roll to victory at goodfeet.com. That's goodfeet.com. Roll Tide.
If you missed last night's episode of Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show, catch it on demand on the Alabama Insider Podcast. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by The Good Feet Store. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Check out VSiN's catalog of original podcasts, daily and weekly programming to keep you in the know when you're on the go. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson has denied allegations of sexual assault and battery that were part of a civil lawsuit filed earlier this week in Texas. The NFL Tuesday said that it's reviewing the complaint under the personal conduct policy. Watson said,
game plan and trying to be better than we were last week so we can get a W.
Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski said Watson will still start Sunday against the Jaguars.
We'll let due process play out and follow the NFL's guidelines.
Jacksonville's a 3-point favorite heading in. Tonight in Miami, the Dolphins and Bills square off, each team 1-0. Miami favored by 2.5. Buffalo plus 115. The over-under 48.5. That's the VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. I'm Chuck Sanders.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Going to be on the cooler end of the spectrum this afternoon. Temperatures only climbing into the upper 60s and lower 70s. But we're going to be talking about showers and thunderstorms through a good chunk of the afternoon. And then even as we head into the evening, thunderstorms going to remain possible as we head into the overnight, early into your Friday morning. Temperatures drop into the mid and upper 60s. A mostly clouded, overcast sky through Friday afternoon. Showers and thunderstorms going to remain possible across the Tennessee Valley. Though through Friday afternoon and Friday evening, that activity should begin to become a little more scattered in nature. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com.
3, 2, 1.
Joe Hunk, John Abraham, Bailey Lowery, 256-576-4977. This is the Morning Blitz.
John he's over here and he's playing around, and I'm trying to get the camera on him to make sure just in case he falls while he's trying to work on this. As this is the Morning Blitz, I am Joe Hunk. He is the bandy man Bailey Lowery, and if you are watching right now on WZZN TV, we have baby A John Abraham up on a stool because somebody is above our ceiling. I don't know why, don't know how, but there's been somebody that there has lifted up the attic door like 2 or 3 times in between the break. And so now John is sending a video camera up just to see it. Now it could be somebody from Fleming's Roofing and Restoration because, you know, they are the official sponsor of the Morning Blitz and the guys that you need to talk to about all your roofing needs. If you're having roofing problems, which we may be at this point in time, all you got to do, look them up online and fill out your free quote today. And remember, Fleming always shows up, as John is now trying to send a camera up to see if he can get it. But right now I'm going to send this one over to Bailey just in case I have to catch John, because Coach Lloyd got a win last week with Randolph at home because they were at home last week. This week on the road against Westminster.
Yep, at home last week, got the win over the Plainview Bears, 35-14. Decisive win for the Randolph Raiders. And now, like I said, on the road against Westminster Christian Academy heading up. And we got head coach David Lloyd on the line. How's it going today, Coach?
Good, man. How about you guys?
Doing good, Coach.
Just kind of concerned for baby A over here, over on a stool.
Yeah, if Coach, we've got him up on a. If you ever had like a raccoon in the facility somewhere, and there was up in the roof or anything, and you had to go and mess around with it, try to get it out of the roof. You ever had to deal with that at your house or anything?
No, not yet, but I'll put that on my list of things I need to get done.
Yeah, that's happened to me a few times, and right now John is double checking to see what we have going on in our roof right now. But yes, you got that win last week, Coach. It's your second win in a row after losing the first one of the season. How are you feeling now going into that game against Westminster this weekend?
Well, you know, you always feel good coming off a region win, and it's always good to get a win and still have a lot of things, you know, you need to work on. I mean, it wasn't a pretty win last week, that's for sure. You know, and a lot of that goes to how hard Plainview played. You know, so credit to those guys. I thought they had a really good plan for what they wanted to do, and a really physical football team. And man, they fought start to finish. So they made things difficult for us at times, but really proud of our guys and overcoming some of the adversity we had throughout the game. And I thought we finished the game strong. So I was pleased to see that.
Yeah, really talk about the defense as well, because I mean at the very start of the game, like Randolph's defense forcing 3 turnovers on Plainview's first 4 offensive possessions. I mean, talk about how key that was and really getting a head start in this Plainview matchup.
It was huge for us. 2 of those put us in a short field, and we were able to convert into touchdowns on a couple of those. I think so. It set our offense up really good, to do the things we needed to do to cross the goal line. And defensively, I thought we played great all night. We gave up a couple of plays here and there, but consistently, I thought we played a heck of a game on that side of the football. They were, like I said, they were a physical team up front and wanted to run the football and have ran the ball well, the week before. But I thought defensively we had a really good plan. Our coaches and our players executed a really good game plan. So we were excited to see those guys in the defense. I mean, really, that's what won us the football game. We kind of stalled a little bit offensively at times, but defense always came up with a big stop or a big turnover whenever we needed it. So we're really pleased with how we played on that side of the football.
Coach, the difference between week 1 and week 4 can sometimes be night and day. Your team has improved kind of every single game. Talk about, where your team's at going into week 4 against Westminster. Are they connecting on a different level at this point? And really just talk about the connection that they have in general.
We've got a really good team. We got a really good core group of guys. They played on the team, played together for several years now. They've all been in our program for 4 or 5 years. To just to see them kind of do things and make the adjustments that they can make week in and week out. We've battled some injuries since week 1, so we've really be back to pretty much full strength with what we've had. All our guys back, being able to play both sides of the football, so we're excited about that. But I think our guys work well together. We had a really good day of practice yesterday, and not sure what we're going to get done today. But you're just kind of wrapping up, getting it ready for this week and for Friday, and we just got to control what we can control. But our guys have done a really good job this week. They know what's ahead of them on Friday, and man, we're looking forward to taking the field and kicking it off.
No doubt about that. I'm very much looking forward to this matchup, but there is a little bit of weather concerns going on this week. I want to know what type of things you've been doing with your players, the wet ball drill, have you been trying to implement any of that in hopes that, I mean, did teams still play when it rains or is it just like something of the past?
Yeah.
No, we've done some wet ball drill stuff in some of our team periods, some of our individual stuff to get our guys used to it. And it's just like we've talked about this week. It's just a little bit of adversity we've got to overcome. We still got to control the things we need to control. We still have our game plan in place and what we want to do. And obviously, ball security, protecting the football is going to be a key thing when the weather gets the way it does. So we've emphasized that this week, and we feel good about where we are. And thankfully, both teams have to play in the same stuff. So we'll see what happens.
That's it. Hey, Coach David Lloyd with us on the Morning Blitz. And now going into Westminster Christian Academy with another visiting game on Friday. What's really, like, besides having to deal with the weather and the impending conditions that's going to be on the field, what's going to be the key takeaway from the match against Plainview that you want to build upon into this week?
I thought we did a really good job digging deep when things weren't going our way, to continue to work, continue to play hard, do the things we need to do. We shot ourselves in the foot some. We had a lot of penalties, too many pre-snap penalties for my liking. Hopefully we cleaned those up this week. We've had some holding issues that we needed to deal with this past week, and I think a lot of that was just how good some of those Plainview guys were. They did a really good job, with us up front. So you address those things during the week, and for us, the key for those is not getting behind the chains. We were in too many third and longs, second and longs this last week. Played a couple of first and 20s. You can't do that against good football teams. We know Westminster's undefeated, and we know they can score some points offensively. And defensively, they've done some really good things. I think they've scored a special teams touchdown every week. So we're going to have our work cut out for us, and we can't give them any help. So we got to make sure that we're taking care of the things we need to take care of, and we need to execute at a high level. No pre-snap penalties, and protect the football. And I think we did a good job of that this week moving forward. And hopefully we do a better job of that on the field on Friday night.
Coach, I was just a few seconds ago, I was looking over and watching some highlights of your quarterback playing, and I totally missed in the Matacad game a pass that he made for a touchdown where the receiver made like an over-the-head one-handed catch. Who was that made that catch?
Noah Gaunt.
Okay, that man, I mean, he already has the same number of receptions this year as he did all of last season. Like, how is he growing up so far in this year for your team?
He's done a great job for us, and he played some slot receiver last year as a junior. And really didn't have to kind of lead the charge for us. Rowan Campbell did such a good job for us at receiver last year. He was kind of our number one guy. And Noah's had to move into that spot of being kind of our number one receiver. And he's done a really good job for us. He's a great leader for our team. And I think what helps him out is the ability of across the field from him, Tyler DiOrio, getting him back. And I mean, if you go back and look at the MA film, I felt like every time we were in 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 11, it was a pass to DiOrio. And he came up with a huge first down for us that moved the chains. And, a lot of the same stuff against West Morgan, a lot of big time catches from Tyler DiOrio. He had a huge 68-yard touchdown that got called back against Plainview because of a holding call. So I think having him on the opposite side of Noah, frees both of those guys up. Yeah. Walker Mitchell's done a really good job for us in the slot. Hunter Wiggins at tight end, and William Mitchell, quarterback. I mean, he's such a great athlete. He can hurt you with his legs and his arm. And having Graham Beatty, and now the emergence of LaFev Watson as another running back, what we think gives us some weapons that we can distribute the ball around. And at any point in time, any one of those guys can have a big night that can go win us a football game.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Having talent on your team definitely helps out the coaching, especially if they're good at listening. That's one thing that I've heard plenty of times. But it's just going to be a big game. I mean, last year is 34-35, very close matchup. Now, moving forward to this year, Westminster's also on 97.7 ESPN, the zone 5. So now, I mean, you get, two different options. If you guys the listeners want to listen to the Randolph broadcast with Bandy, they can do it. If they want to be on the Westminster broadcast, they can do it. Coach, sway, some people, why do they want to listen to Zone 3 and that Randolph Raiders football team?
You're trying to get some fans over to you, Coach. That's what we're trying to do right here.
Help me out over here.
Uh-huh.
Well, I think you start with the two guys that call us for us. Bailey and Tyler do such a phenomenal job, calling the game for us. And I think Tyler's done a really good job coming on this year, especially with his perspective as being a coach in our region. So he's seen these teams play. We've coached against him. We've played against him. So I think he's done a really good job coming on. We've had Bailey for the second year now. So if you're looking for a zone, I think ours is the best one. Especially if you're a Raider fan, you want to hear it from our perspective and where we are. And, we hope it's going to be a great football game on Friday night. And, with the weather coming in, we may have more people listening or live streaming it than we normally have. So why not listen to it for Bailey and Tyler, man?
Well, and that's my question for you, because right when the show wraps up, Bandy's going to head over to Westminster because he's trying to find the best location to broadcast tomorrow night. Do you happen to have any rain gear, any weatherproof hunting gear, anything like that he could rock tomorrow night, because he may get a little wet?
We may have some rain gear. I can rustle up and see what we can find around here.
Sweet,
kind of help out.
Okay, I'm just letting you know, because for us, we really just don't care about him that much. So we're telling him to go on top of a metal building with equipment and electricity, and we're putting it right there where the rain is. So, if he wants to just be safe, we're just trying to think of all the things. He may need rubber boots because electricity and metal, just thinking out loud.
Well, hopefully there's no lightning.
Well, we'll protect him at all costs. We'll throw anything we got at it.
All right, put some of the backups up there, just kind of help out offensive line maybe, and just they'll block any.
We
of the
can have them hold some umbrellas or something like that. When they have a couple of injured guys, we can send up there to keep you dry out there, man.
There we go. Or we just put you down on the sidelines behind there, and you guys just do an on-field one, and you just go right there underneath the pop-up tent. Again, I'm totally now putting him on the field with you, so you don't have to say yes to that, Coach.
Hey, no problem, man. We got room down there.
At that point, we will supply the tent. It'll just attach to the rest of the tent.
Yeah.
Either way,
Yeah.
good stuff, Coach. Appreciate
Thanks,
you
Coach.
hopping on. Looking forward to tomorrow night.
Sounds good, man. Looking forward to it. I appreciate it, guys.
See you.
Great stuff, Coach David Lloyd from Randolph Raiders. Got a little goofy at the end there. Got a little goofy. Baden,
I appreciate the sport like that. Hey, for trying to provide rain gear, like, oh my God.
There you go.
Look,
that
by the end of
helps
this-
out so much more than people think it does.
No, that's the reason why we're saying it, because again, John and I know we're going to be inside. We know that we're gonna be okay.
It's gonna be humid as hell.
It's gonna be humid, but it's gonna be inside.
Must be nice.
Yeah, but with you, we got to look out for you, and so that's the whole reason. My thought process is I know Sparkman does is they have a pop-up tent where they've got a television, they've got all these things where they're going back over the plays and all of that. So I just thought, hey man, just put Bailey over there, just put Tyler right there beside it, have that rain gear, make sure you got some waterproof stuff, and so you're good to go. So yeah, we're just looking out for you. Yeah. And by the end of this, we're going to get Coach to just. This whole thing is just going to be us joking around with Coach.
Yeah,
that's my goal for this, because he's a serious man, and I'm trying to I'm working it week by week.
Yep.
Week by week, we're gonna have some fun with him.
We're just picking away at it. Either way, we got to hop into a break. When we get back,
check the attic.
We're gonna find out what's in the ceiling.
Dude, okay, so I crap you not. All right, me and Joe are just sitting here, and we just see there's a little box up on the roof, and it just starts.
You hear it starts moving, and you hear somebody
something.
It's almost like somebody like lifted it up just a little bit and put it right back down.
But then I went to go and ask. I was like, "Is anybody there?" Nobody answered. Usually, at least somebody's going to answer. It could have been a raccoon.
Maybe what we should do is like ET. We should put some Reese's Pieces up there and just see maybe a homeless guy. I don't know.
How about no? Okay, yeah. Well, I hope not. How about this? You guys just grab me
like sports talk.
Grab me. Pick me up and just get my head in there, and then when you pull me down, there might be a raccoon on my head.
That's why I was asking Coach if he's ever had to deal with that, man. Backwoods New Hope, there'll be times you walk up to the house and there's a raccoon just sitting right there on the porch, just hanging out, man. A little trash panda right there.
We're gonna hit a break. When we get back, more action here on the Morning Blitz.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-Sparky.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
If hunting and outdoor recreation are your passions, it all starts with the right property. That's where I come in. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction, a hunting and recreational land specialist and a Jackson County native who sees land through a hunter's eyes. Just as you trust your guide on a big game hunt, you can trust me to find the perfect property for you. Thinking of selling? Let me help you make your land attract buyers. Remember, Bo knows land. Call me at 256-609-0512.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com. From heirloom diamonds to contemporary jewels, Loring & Company is the place to find something truly special. Whether shopping for a diamond ring for that once-in-a-lifetime occasion or marking a milestone birthday or personal achievement with a Rolex watch, you'll find just the thing in our edit of the world's most sought-after brands, including David Yurman, Roberto Coin, Marco Bicego, and Fopay. Expect a treasure trove of the world's most unique, even breathtaking earrings, rings, necklaces, and bracelets, making choosing just one piece a challenge in itself. Loring & Company Jewelers on Airport Road.
You need a lawyer and pick up the phone. I'm attorney Gary Lackey. When you call for a lawyer, where does that phone ring? My phone rings in my office.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. My phone rings in my office too.
So does mine. I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. And when you've been hurt and need help, we're the ones who take your call.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. Yeah.
Welcome into CSI Huntsville. We're here on the Morning Blitz. We are trying to figure out who and or what is in the attic and above us at 97.7 ESPN The Zone. So if you're listening and or watching in ESPN Winchester, we are now moving a webcam over so that we can show what is happening, because we thought, in all seriousness, that we were maybe imagining this, that nothing was actually taking place and or happening.
Yeah.
But then during the break, it started happening again, and we started hearing somebody walking in the attic one more time. So now we're putting a webcam and we've directed it towards, so you hop on to WZZN TV and you can watch there, you can comment there, and we can all see this together in real time if it does happen again.
It's terrifying. You can
we now have live shots.
If it moves
on the attic door,
we will see it.
Because I want to know what is going on. Okay, this is how Hugh Freeze should feel every day he walks into Auburn's practice facility, looking around and thinking to himself, "Is the hook coming to pull me out of this joint?"
And it could just be like a normal person just like doing his job up there, but he has not responded back to us.
I'm telling you, like this. See, and this reason why I said it. Maybe somebody from Fleming, because that's part of the job. Whenever they come in, is they go through your attic, they look for holes. They look to see if any water is getting in, because a lot of times the only way that you're going to be able to see if there's a leak in the roof is when it's raining. So this would be the perfect time for somebody that is looking at the roof to be able to come up here. But dang it,
we have heard.
Just let us know.
We've heard nothing.
They don't answer.
Yeah. I think whenever we go to break, I think we're just going to leave that camera on, and that'll be it. That'll be the break screen until we get back and talk with one Mr. Josh Murphy from Sparkman Senators football. He is waiting in his class right now, just waiting for the phone call at this point. So we got a little bit of time. Might as well talk a little bit about. Do you want to hop into the Auburn conversation? Because I know you're very frustrated.
No, okay,
and this keeps coming up.
Look. Regardless as to the fact that Alabama's playing Wisconsin, the simple fact that you have a moron down in Auburn is the conversation. Like, when you think about the biggest stories from last weekend, this also, sidebar, does not help that my back is the one that's to the attic door. So like, you two continue to look over this direction, and I truly feel like we're in a scary movie, and I'm about to say he's right behind me, isn't he?
You're just gonna get sucked up.
I'm just gonna sit here and talk, and then next thing you know, it's gone.
No.
So the whole part about this isn't just the fact that we're talking about this. Mm-hmm. It's the fact that during the SEC teleconference, Hugh Freeze was asked about Peyton Thorne. It's about Feinbaum now saying that Hugh Freeze looks like he doesn't even want to be at Auburn. And we're only 2 games into the season. This isn't a bashing because of this. This is the whole fact of the reason why this decision against New Mexico is such a big deal. Not that I don't think Auburn is going to win. Yes, I know what happened in New Mexico State, but not that I think that Auburn isn't going to win. But what it's mostly about is the fact that this is going to set you up for the next month of football.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason. Because if you continue to go with Peyton Thorne, then that means next week when you play a top 25 Oklahoma team,
Yeah. We didn't know if Alabama would be ready for a Georgia team, but Auburn way not ready for this team. And this is a Georgia team that came into Auburn
in 2
last
weeks. They
season.
play in Arkansas.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
And they played up against this Auburn team, and Auburn was able to actually keep it close. I mean, it was like 27-21, I think, at the end of that matchup. But now it's looking like, even with Peyton Thorne and the struggles that he's had, Auburn was still able to have close matchups. But this year, you're not playing Georgia at home. You look down the list, you're not playing Mizzou at home. I mean, where are those wins going to come from? Even Kentucky is going to be tough because you're having to go into that environment and play that team. And then Vanderbilt, who knows? You're going to be at home for that matchup, but Vanderbilt's been looking pretty decent against the competition that they've gone against.
And there's a lot of players. We all know this. There are players that are practice players. The environment is a controlled atmosphere. And even though you have a team that you don't know the quote unquote defense that's been called in the practices, you are making the right decisions. It's a lot different when the team on the other side is wearing a different color helmet in a different uniform and you're playing in front of 85,000 plus. It's a massive difference in this. The problem is that you know what you have with Peyton Thorne. He's not getting better. He's not going to be SEC Player of the Year.
Nope.
He's not going to be getting drafted by anybody.
Heck no.
It's none of that now. What you don't know is what you truly have from Hank Brown and Walker White. I say both of those because, yes, Hank Brown is a transfer in. He's already played some college football. You know that he's the more experienced quarterback. That's the reason why you would go with him. But the whole concept now is, and personally, and I saw this a lot with Alabama, we all remember the whole Tua season is whenever he came back at the end of the year and he helped Alabama win the national championship at the end of that game. He did it because all the players that were on the field were freshmen. So you've got to figure out if Hank Brown or Walker White is it, because the biggest issue is you were already 6-7 last year. You are looking at, not saying it is going to happen, but you are looking at being a 2-5 team when you go to Kentucky. You're looking at that. Now, I don't know how good Vanderbilt's going to continue to be whenever Auburn plays them on November 2nd. I don't. But you still have Texas A&M and you still have Alabama. And one of those is definitely going to be a loss. So now you're looking at 6 losses. So that means that you have to beat Kentucky, you have to beat Vandy, you have to beat La Monroe, and you have to beat Texas A&M. Yeah. One of those games you're not going to win. So now you're once again looking at a 5-7 season where you're not making a bowl, and Hugh Freeze has been at Auburn for 2 years, and he's 6-7 and 5-7.
Yeah.
That's a major issue. I don't care how good the wide receiver core is. If you cannot get them the football, it doesn't matter how good they are.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was going to go to next is, can Jarquez Hunter save this team? As the senior on this team, he's kind of a leader already. You look at him as one of the most talented players on this roster. But at the same time, you were leaning on Peyton Thorne. You were thinking that, hey, maybe if we get him the wide receivers that, he might be accustomed to, that he played with, type of players back in Michigan State, then maybe he'd actually be able to, throw the ball up there, get the yardage, get the offense going, make sure it's a little bit more multidimensional. But now it's to the point where can this offensive line, play good enough football for the running game to get going so you don't have to rely on the passing game as much?
Look, this happens all the time. This is actually happening in Nashville as well with the Titans, okay? With Will Levis, with him being a second-round draft pick, the team potentially thinking themselves, like knowing that last year's quarterback draft class was not that good as compared to what this quarterback draft class is going to be, you start looking at these things of, okay, maybe if Will Levis isn't the guy, then we'll go ahead and pivot and go to a different direction. That's the reason why they brought in a Ridley, a Tyler Boyd, why they're working on trying to extend D-Hop, while they're trying to figure out and get the skill position players like Pollard and Tajay Spears around him so that he doesn't have that excuse. So if the Titans can figure out, hey, look, Levis is the guy, look at what happened when we gave him weapons. The same thing's happening in Auburn. If Peyton Thorne's the guy, we have given him weapons. He has a running back that could be the running back of the SEC running back of the year. He has a wide receiver group that could have multiple All-American freshmen on there. He does. Cam Coleman has a potential, if he doesn't get ruined the same way that Seth Williams did, has the potential of being a first-round draft pick. He absolutely does. You've got to put him in better situations. Yeah. You've got to put these in there. Peyton Thorne's not the guy. Yeah. And if New Mexico is as bad as you think New Mexico is, you can win with Hank Brown or Walker White. Give them the opportunity. And if you see that there's a spark, That's what you go with.
Yeah, and I think it's it really is a comparison with Cam Coleman. You can kind of look at Ryan Williams. How legit are these guys? Truthfully, Cam Coleman is like a Ryan Williams. This guy, if you can get him the ball, if you have a quarterback that can throw the ball into tight spaces, it's in an open field, for crying out loud, then he can also just have as good of a season as a Ryan Williams. The one thing that makes this whole situation so much scarier compared to the NFL is college football. You lose one game, you're already struggling to make it to the playoffs. You lose two games, you're out. A lot of teams would be out.
Look, at the moment right now, again, Auburn is 0-0 in conference play. They went out in conference play. They're playing in the SEC championship game. The problem is, at the moment, you do not believe that they have a quarterback that is going to be able to make the right decisions. Even if he's just a game manager, he's not even making the right decisions as a game manager.
Yeah. It's hard to test the waters when you're actually in the season now. And that's the toughest thing about it, because you kind of got to test the waters against actual opponents. Where's the preseason at, everybody? Where's the preseason at for college football? Either way, we got to hop into a break. When we get back, Josh Murphy from the Sparkman Senators football team is going to be joining us to preview a little bit of that matchup that's going down tomorrow in Harvest. That's what's coming up when we get back here on the Morning Blitz.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Welcome to week 3 of our high school streaming network. Over the airwaves will be the Cotton Classic. It is Buckhorn and Hazel Green. Zone 3 features Randolph at Westminster Christian. Incidentally, that's Zone 3 and Zone 5. Zone 4 features the Sparkman Senators taking on the Albertville Aggies. Zone 6 is our game of the week, featuring the Grissom Tigers taking on the Bob Jones Patriots. Talk Radio 2 features the Huntsville Crimson Panthers at James Clements.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com. The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Not looking or feeling your best? No energy for the things you like to do? Ready to look and feel younger? Make your appointment at Advanced Life Clinic, one of the region's foremost destinations for patients interested in looking and feeling their best. Specializing in advanced laser treatments and weight loss, male and female rejuvenation to offset the effects of aging, and more. See how Advanced Life Clinic can help you enjoy your life again. Call 256-882-6555 or log on advancedlifeclinic.com.
college football,
The ball is caught. It is a touchdown.
Major League Baseball.
That ball is gone. A home run.
This is your place for complete sports coverage all year long. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
I hope. By the way, I totally just hopped in on you on this. I apologize.
I didn't know who was going at.
Yeah, he's John Abraham. I'm Joe Hunk, Bandyman, Bailey Lowery on there as well. If you have continued to watch on WZZN TV, we left the camera up to show the attic door as we are trying to figure out if there is somebody in our attic as we speak.
Haven't heard any words, by the way.
Not one word, but during the break, we had a little altercation with the attic, and the door almost fully opened and then shut itself. I almost jumped out of the chair that I was standing on to try to look into it.
You did.
I did jump out of it. We'll show you the video. We'll put it up on social media later. And so with that being said, and the fact that my heart rate right now feels like I'm in the middle of a football game, let's go now to Harvest. And as the Sparkman Senators outside linebacker, strong safety, Josh Murphy, joins us on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, as well as ESPN Winchester. Josh, do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Yes.
Spirits. Yeah, I believe that's the thing.
Okay, well, we've already got the whole conversation going now. Okay, so are we talking about what kind of ghosts? Like, do you think like right now somewhere in Sparkman High School it's haunted, or you think like in October, like you like watching scary movies? What kind of ghosts are we talking here?
I don't think Sparkman's haunted. Something bad got to happen for it to be haunted.
Okay, so then what about Sparkman Middle, where the high school used to be? See, now that's older. I mean, there's some stuff that could have went down there.
It's true.
Yeah, I heard it was some ghosts. I heard some tales back in 7th grade.
I feel like there's always
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, either way,
it's a good way to start this thing. He's like, "What the heck am I jumping into?"
Yeah,
right
so there's
now?
some rooms you walk into where you just feel a chill.
Yeah. Well, a lot of guys, they hop on against this defense for the Sparkman Senators, and those other teams, they feel a little bit of a chill because they got to go up against the big bodies standing on that defensive line and in that secondary. Talk about it. I mean, the beginning of the season didn't start the way you guys really planned, but at the same time, you know, Coach Watson kind of planned it this way just to where it's like you guys are playing up against the best opponents at the beginning of the season. Talk a little bit about it, how it's kind of gone for you and your teammates as well.
Well, it hasn't gone as we thought it would go, but those games, I'm not gonna say they were winnable, but they shouldn't have looked like that. We could have competed way better with the first two games. You know, the Austin game. We shouldn't even been in that position in the first place. You know, it's fourth quarter. We shouldn't have been down 14. We just have to put ourselves in better positions to win just throughout the game instead of having to come back or, you know, just getting beat bad late for it. We just have to play better throughout the whole game, play how we're supposed to play.
All right, no, I need you to be for real with me right now. After the way that game against Austin happened, like how pissed off were you? Just be straight up. I'm being honest, because for us doing this game, we're watching it down 14 with like 2.5 minutes to go. You guys show up, get 3 and outs, offense scores touchdowns, and then to lose the way that you guys did, like on the way back, like what was the feeling for you?
I was pretty hurt. I shed a couple tears on that one.
Yeah.
Because it was the same score as JC last year.
Yep.
It really hit.
Yeah.
I just don't want to lose anymore, especially like that.
Yeah. No doubt.
You got to learn how to win those type of games.
Yeah, and it definitely was a good one all the way to the end. Of course, the outcome, not the way that you guys wanted, but you look forward to an Albertville Aggies team that was a part of that first half of the schedule last year. You guys were able to kind of, embed yourself into their nightmares. But talk a little bit about what you've seen from this team and how, the first 3 games have kind of got you guys prepared for now the rest of the season.
I think those first 3 opponents are nothing like Albertville, so we should just get on the field, dominate. Third quarter, 2s, 3 should be in. That's just the type of game I think it should be. The team thinks it should be like that.
Yeah.
and we're gonna make sure it's like that on Friday night.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Of course, a little bit of weather might be coming in. Has Coach Ronnie Watson thrown any of those wet ball drills at you? You know, if you gotta scoop and score and bring one into the end zone, you know, are you guys learning any of that stuff right now?
Yes, sir. He did a couple wet ball drills with us this week.
Okay.
Well, no, and
You
look,
freaking laughed. It's
What? No,
just normal
I
football
laughed.
lingo.
I laughed at the fact because all I'm sitting here thinking, I'm listening to Josh talk, and look, man, I don't know how you're thinking and the dog in you when it comes to on the field, how that like anger comes out. But all I'm thinking right now is that you are sitting here and just praying that you get an open shot at a QB. That's the first thing I'm thinking of, man. Like, see, he's laughing because he knows it's true.
He's all for it.
You want that, don't you?
Yeah. Oh my God.
See,
I don't think I even got a sack this season, so I need to start.
Well, no, it's
so.
you got some TFLs and you do have those, but like I know, and you mentioned it, and look, we've talked about this Albertville team on the air. Like we've talked about how they've given up so many points. They've only scored 7. We know how your defense has been playing, how angry you guys are right now. And like, I could just envision myself, if I were you, just going, oh, I just want to take out all that frustration on one hit. I just want to light somebody up.
Yeah, I've been feeling like that after that Albertville lost. Not Albertville, that Austin lost.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Now, kind of getting into a little bit more of the lighthearted stuff. I hear that you guys play quite a bit of college football 25. Is that correct for you as well?
I do play a good bit. You know, when I get home.
Okay.
With no homework, I might get a game or two in.
All right. Yeah, and I know that you have some teammates that have played like 90 seasons, I think. Have you played any of the Dynasty, or are you all about playing online and just whooping some opponents?
Yeah, you know, my internet at home it's pretty choppy. So when the internet's good, I'll play online. But if it's bad, I'll just go to Dynasty.
I got you. You think who you rocking whenever you're playing Dynasty?
You know, I'm a Missouri guy.
Okay.
Oh, crap. Now you and John are about to talk about Mizzou for the next 10 minutes.
We got a little connection going on.
Oh, God.
I've started becoming a pretty big fan of Eli Drakowitz and that Missouri team. And it's interesting. Whenever you throw the ball up there, what's the percentage that ball's going to Luther Burton?
I'd say a solid 75%.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
He's always open.
He's always open.
It's true.
Okay, so then who's the best gamer? Because we talked last week to Jackson Perry, and he's in like season 75 with South Alabama. But like for you, like, you know, do you guys do tournaments during the week? Like, what's going on?
Well, we did some tournaments in the summer. Yeah. Ran some dynasties together. It's like we made a group of teams. Like we all played in the SEC. Ran some dynasties. We did that time to time, but during the season, we don't really do it. We just do online play, like a quick game.
Yeah, got to focus on the work.
All I'm saying is when the season wraps up, all I'm saying is we just need to have a big tournament. That's all I'm saying. All of us.
Get everybody together.
Everybody there. Yeah. Baby A, John Abraham, myself, all of us included. I think that we should do it into the season tournament.
I have to be over there second practice, man. I don't have it.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we got to have some of those the laggards.
By the way, while we're sitting here, I know that you went on some like junior camps and you went to some senior camps and stuff like that. I know that you went to Jack State, you went to UAB, all of those. Like all those camps, which one did you enjoy the most? That good.
Yeah.
They went that good?
Speechless. Did we lose him, Mandy? He's still there? Well, I mean, this
Murph.
This is probably why we, had troubles with him getting a hold of him earlier. It was a great conversation so far.
He's showing us what maybe Albertville might sound like after about 3/4 on Friday.
There might be a little bit of crickets.
No, he's dead silent now. He might be the guy hiding up there.
Murph, are you behind us?
He's like, I'm going to show you that ghosts don't exist. It's just
I don't even know if that's his nickname. Murph!
That's the nickname we're going to give him whenever we're playing some football.
All right.
We'll try and get him back on. If not, it's totally
Murph,
fine. We got to the end of it.
Yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you on Friday night, bro.
Yeah.
You there, man? All right, cool. We'll let Bandy. We'll shoot you a text. I don't think he liked my idea of us having an end the season tournament.
No, I think he's ecstatic. He's going to tell the rest of the team.
He just dropped the phone right there and went down like he was he's like running down with a beacon. Tournament.
He's flabbergasted. He's just like, dude, we're gonna go down to Divergence, get everybody together, and we're gonna have a huge tournament to see. Maybe we'll throw some zone deals in.
Sparkman Cup.
I don't know. Yeah, Sparkman Cup. We can. Hey, you know what?
Sparkman Championship.
We're trying to designate this to one school. We got a lot of schools that are definitely playing college football. All right, and a lot of football players that are loving that game right now.
Yeah, the HSSN college football tournament,
dude.
No, I totally think. I think that's what we
stream.
should do. Is we should get, because we have six teams involved right now.
Yeah.
6 teams involved. Each team get their representative. We all go down.
We can do teams of 5.
Five
from a team.
Yeah, 5, whatever. Like we'll do this. We'll have a tournament. We'll get all of us involved that are gamers as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then we all meet and we figure out the champion.
Okay, I like that. I like that idea a lot. It reminds me a lot of Big Brother, which I started watching.
Yeah, there's a tournament that actually just went down that had that exact same format. So I mean, we can just kind of take notes from that.
Okay,
get a little bit going.
Look,
Mark Russell,
we've been talking about wanting to talk about adding video games to WZZN TV, and obviously, ESPN Winchester as well. We've been talking about this. And I think that this is going to be a perfect time at some point in time that we need to add this, because all 3 of us have our games that we are good at.
Yeah.
Like we have them. Like I play college football. I have fun with college football. That's not my number one game.
Yeah.
I did Madden games for the Titans last year. Not my game. But I know my games. You know your games. Do you know your games?
I'm actually not 100%. I've never been like really good at one specific game.
Not even the NASCAR?
Yeah. No, well, NASCAR is a different story, but I don't know if I'm going up against other people in the game, then it might be a little bit difficult.
Bailey, on the other hand, we don't hear from him from hours at a time because he dives into his firing games.
David Bandy's he's a pro at a lot of things. All right, he's like that X factor that we talk about plenty of. But either way, we should probably hop into a break. When we get back, we're going to see if maybe we can get a hold of Josh yet again, just to finish out that conversation, and we'll close out this Thirsty Thursday here in No Man's Land. I got to kind of talk a little bit until Bandy's off the phone, because he's talking right now with Josh Murphy. It seems that way, but I'm going to give him a quick wink, and he's going to take us on a break. But you guys can also hop into the show. 256-576-4977 is the number to get in here on the Morning Blitz.
It's time to get ready for game day. That means Alabama football and tailgating. Whether you're tailgating at home or at Bryant-Denny, visit Brooks & Collier for North Alabama's largest selection of premium grills and smokers like Big Green Egg, Blaze, Delta Heat, Memphis, and Traeger. Satisfy any palate with our wall of rubs and seasonings. For all your tailgating needs, visit Brooks & Collier at 813 Meridian Street or at brooksandcollier.com. An Alabama tradition for over 75 years. Roll Tide.
Rocket City Federal Solutions, LLC is committed to streamlining engineering solutions for all aspects of installations and facilities construction and management worldwide with expertise and precision. These guys are great Americans, helping to keep us safe everywhere from right here in the Tennessee Valley. The team at Rocket City Federal Solutions is headed by CEO Jason Larson, and they have over 35 years combined experience handling projects all over the world. Learn more at RocketCityFederalSolutions.com. That's RocketCityFederalSolutions.com.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer again. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is extremely proud to have recently received numerous awards, including being voted best wings in the state of Alabama. Other awards received include Best All-Around Restaurant, Best American Restaurant, #1 Sports Bar, Best Chef, Best Wings, and Best Dining Experience. Thank you for 43 legendary years, and we look forward to providing you an award-winning dining experience at every visit. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
It's the dawning of a new age in Tuscaloosa.
I understand what Alabama football is all about.
Roll time.
Join the Crimson Tide as the Kalen DuBois era begins.
Touchdown, Alabama!
Join us Saturday as the Crimson Tide head north to the Badger State to take on Wisconsin. Our coverage begins at 8 a.m. on your home for Alabama football.
Listen to Alabama football all season long on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Open up the morning Blitz. Don't forget that you do have some baseball happening tonight on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. You have the Atlanta Braves, Washington Nationals on WZZN2. The Trash Pandas considered their series in Chattanooga, and John is going through now his second box of the Coca-Cola Oreo cookies.
So some of these things are really good, and I feel like I can just continue to eat them. But at the same time, you get some weird aftertaste.
It's a weird aftertaste. It's more minty than anything.
Yeah, it smells like Christmas though, and I absolutely love it. I might just need to smear them all over my house whenever I get back. Either way, we got Josh Murphy.
Please go back to Murphy.
Back on the line. Just to finish out the conversation, Josh, last thoughts, going into tomorrow night, kind of tell us exactly what's on your mind, brother.
What's on my mind is just to win. Just get the first one of the season so, we can really get that feeling again. We haven't felt it in too long, honestly. Get that feeling and just get rolling, for the season.
All right, and my last question for you, bro, before we let you out of here. When Bodner went up and mossed that guy last week, what did you guys say on the sidelines?
I was jumping and screaming. I've been seeing him do it since middle school, but I was still super excited. It was amazing.
Okay, so did you guys know on the sidelines, by the way, did you guys know that y'all were going with a wide receiver reverse pass? Did you guys know that when it was going to Cam on the fourth down?
Oh, no, I had no clue. I had no clue what the offense does.
Keep them guessing.
Between those two plays, man, I was like, I got to know how you guys were reacting on the sidelines for both of those, because both of those plays were legit awesome.
I can imagine it. All right, Josh, appreciate you, man. As always, looking forward to tomorrow night, brother.
Thank you.
All right, man. Have a good one, sir.
Good stuff, Josh Murphy from the Sparkman Senators football team. Of course, this is a big boy on the defensive side of the ball that I've been able to follow for the last 2 years now, which has been really fun just because his name is powerful. He's got a powerful number. It's weird for the linebacker position, which I should have asked him, what leads him to want the number 12. But if you guys are listening, if you guys are watching, the game tomorrow night, definitely keep an eye out for that number 12 on the defensive side of the ball, because he adds on to Jamarion Matthews with all that extreme power that is on this defensive side of the ball. But we did get some comments over in the WZZN TV side of things. Danny O says, hello from Huntsville. Hi, Danny. I'm glad you could join us.
What's up, bro? No, look, I would love for our chat to be totally filled up throughout the entire show.
We'd have a whole segment about just reading the chat.
Just swarming.
Yeah, just the amount of people talking. See, because that's the cool part. Here's what you do when you're at your office, when you're at work, when even if you are somewhere and you've got to leave the phone in the truck as it's going and you've got it turned up because you're working outside. Either way, you have it on, you come over there, you throw a comment in real fast. Your boss doesn't know, you're not calling anybody, none of that stuff. And you can just comment on everything you're talking about. See, that's the good thing about the chat. No matter where you are, you can listen and or watch and you can enjoy it. See, that's the whole part about this, about WZZ and TV, is not only do you get to see us, you get to hear the callers, you get to hear everything, but you also get to see what in heaven's name is going on in this door.
That's great.
Which we're going to post the video of me almost peeing my pants when this thing opened up. And I was truly expecting to see eyeballs.
I had no idea that it would be this active throughout the entirety of the show. I think it's kind of quieted down, but that video that you guys are going to see over on our Twitter, 97.7 ESPN, you will see it kind of just lifting up.
Look, this could totally be the win. It totally could be. But look, here's the thing. I am a humongous believer in ghosts and spirits and all of this. And we're getting very close to October. There has got to be some paranormal investigators in Huntsville.
Okay.
There has to be. I want to have a paranormal investigator in the building with their gear, just searching. Okay. I would love to do this.
I've watched plenty of Sam and Colby, dude. We could just start this ourselves.
No, and look, a lot of this stuff is not that expensive on Amazon. Okay. Like you can find some of this stuff from like $50 to $100. I've watched enough of these things that just go, look, man, they've got that little device that you can tune in and try to get and see if you can hear the ghost speak.
Oh, also that up in North Parkway, there's also that one spy place.
Yes.
That also has ghost equipment.
They have ghost equipment. Oh, well, then we're good to go. I guess we need to head over there and get this. Look, this is what's important right now. Okay. And the thing is it's video game day. And we have barely even mentioned the fact that it's video game day.
Come on.
That's the crazy thing about it.
We're all gamers and we haven't talked. Well, we talked a little bit of gaming.
All right. Favorite game ever. Go.
Joe, you're first.
Ever. Then if we're going ever, I'd probably say Red Dead Redemption 2.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2.
I will say Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Because you don't have to go through the cycle of the days.
Great picks. Great picks.
Yeah.
I think my other one would probably, and only because I've played it so much, Spider-Man 2.
Acting like he's getting two. What the hell?
No, I'm just saying it out loud because my son would go, Daddy, did you say Spider-Man 2 is your favorite? So I'm making sure I say it.
Probably Kingdom Hearts 2.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts 2 or Crash Bandicoot 3.
Those the sequels are really usually the best. Either way, you guys look forward to the Tom Abraham show. Joe Hunk will be over on that. Tom will be over at Salt Factory. If you guys missed out on the zone deals, make sure you guys bookmark that site so you can look forward to more over there. We'll see you guys later. Also, Buffalo versus Miami on the zone.
If hunting and outdoor recreation are your passions, it all starts with the right property. That's where I come in. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction, a hunting and recreational land specialist and a Jackson County native who sees land through